So it's quite an exciting prospect for us. It says that the project we started off with early last year, where we set our sights on saying how well can we do in Nelson Mandela Bay? Can we continue to grow? One of the things that have excited me about Nelson Mandela Bay is that we've grown across many communities. I was listening now to the latest stats about in communities and wards such as in Ngukha and in KwaNobuhle and communities such as that, we've grown incredibly. I'm quite happy that in certain places we've doubled our vote. I'm quite happy that in other places we've shown that we can grow in areas that were deeply contested in the northern areas, in places like Helen Vale, etc. So it's quite exciting for us. This will be a moment for us as a party where we can form a government. As I set out the task to say that we must govern outside the Western Cape. So this gives us a great opportunity to set up a government there, and hopefully in the next couple of days we'll be able to announce what's the best way to go forward. So.
Have you decided yet, Mmusi, on who you're going to form coalitions with within the Nelson Mandela Bay?
Well, it depends entirely. I'm just waiting to find out what the final figures as per IEC, so I can know what the other parties, the other partners that we potentially can work with will get in the end. But we've run this election on the basis of change, and so I'm speaking to other opposition parties to say, look, we have a great opportunity to form a government in Nelson Mandela Bay. More importantly, that will deliver for the people, that will create an economy that creates jobs in Nelson Mandela Bay, and one of my favorite cities, and ultimately cut corruption. It's beautiful to say that in a city called after Nelson Mandela Bay will in the next elections potentially be governed by the DA. I think it's exciting.
Anybody that you will exclude from your coalition list?
We'll exclude the current lot. The ones that are in government now we cannot work with, because we can't run an election saying change and then work with the current government as it stands at the moment. So it excludes the ANC entirely, but we'll look at all other options as we see how we go in NMB.
Mmusi, just quickly speaking on the port cities, you've got Cape Town under your belt, you also have Kruger under your belt, and now Nelson Mandela Bay is one of those municipalities on the coast that you'll have under your belt. Will you be reconsidering the blue economy that the country has?
No, it's not about reconsidering it. We've got to make it work better. I think Nelson Mandela Bay has got a very important port. And so if we can partner with national government to make sure, that port becomes an opportunity for us to improve trade and make sure that the blue economy is enhanced through that. Not only that, but I think there are other opportunities in the entire region. If you think there are a number of IDZs that have been declared in Nelson Mandela Bay. So we've got to look at the microeconomy of the community to make sure we stimulate it. Nelson Mandela Bay is a beautiful coastline. I'm quite myself disappointed at the number of tourism outcomes that it got. It seems as though people land in Nelson Mandela Bay to travel elsewhere. Can they not have a tourism environment in NMB? What about agriculture? Making sure that that city becomes a city that is prosperous and creates an inclusive economy. So there are many opportunities there. So there's many things that we've got to work on there.
Is there any political symbolism when you look at Nelson Mandela Bay and the mayor is a DA mayor?
Yeah, I think so. Look at the beauty of it. As I said, look. We started in the city of Cape Town, the very first place that Nelson Mandela addressed South Africans from Robben Island. Now we're moving on to a city that is named after him. So I think to us there's something beautiful about the story of the DA, and then in that those who understood the 94 project. The 94 project was never about a one-party state. It was always about a democratic South Africa where change can occur through the ballot box. So I think it's exciting that we can find ourselves at this point today in our vibrant democracy.
Perfect. Well, there you have it. The leader of the DA, Mmusi Maimane, is speaking about really securing Nelson Mandela Bay, and it must be quite embarrassing for the ANC, considering that municipality is named after the ANC's former leader, stalwart Nelson Mandela, and now you have a municipality named after Nelson Mandela, which will be led by an opposition party, but not any other opposition party, an opposition party called the Democratic Alliance. It's back to you guys in studio.
Thank you very